Hello everyone. Today we will study about the chapter Fundamental Unit of Life, which is chapter number 5 in ninth class NCERT book. In today's video we will learn about cell organelles and prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Let's start it. In previous video we have done cell organelles like nucleus, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, and the rest organelles like lysosomes, mitochondria we will cover in this video. First is lysosomes. Lysosomes are sac-like structures in a cell and these are surrounded by a membrane. They are known as suicide bag of the cell because they contain hydrolytic enzymes, digestive enzymes which will break down the organic compounds, which will break down the foreign particles and thus help in keeping the cells clean by digesting and breaking the outside material like bacteria and the food entering the cell or the worn out cell organelles. And these are known as suicide bags because if they rupture, if there is any disturbance in the cell system and they get ruptured, the entire cell will die because its hydrolytic enzymes get leaked out and will kill the whole cell. Next is mitochondria. Mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell. It is a tube-like, disc-like structure. This organelle mainly responsible for the production of energy in the form of ATP. Full form of ATP is given over here, adenosine triphosphate. And this energy is needed for the performing the different chemical activity and for the sustenance of the life. This organelle has two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Outer membrane is porous and continuous, whereas inner membrane is selectively permeable and has deep folds into it, and this provides large surface area to perform the chemical reactions required for the generation of ATP. Here the diagram mitochondria structure is depicted. The inner membrane of the mitochondria which is folded to form that infolds are known as cristae. Here you can see in this diagram the inner membrane is folded and these folds are known as cristae, and this cristae has oxysomes on it. Here it is written F0, F1 ATPase complex, which is the oxysome complex and mainly responsible for the synthesis of ATP. Mitochondria has its own DNA and therefore it is semi-autonomous organelle. It can replicate itself. The space between the outer membrane and inner membrane is known as intermembrane space, and the fluid which is filled inside the mitochondria is known as matrix. Mitochondria has its own ribosomes which are of 70S type, and because of this DNA ribosomes, they can produce the proteins whichever are required for the replication of the mitochondria for making the copy of the mitochondria. Now next organelle is plastids. Plastids are also double membrane structures. These are the membrane bound organelles found in the plant cell and these are found in the cytoplasm. These contain the pigment chlorophyll which is mainly responsible for the synthesis of food by plants. Plants make and store food in plastids, and like mitochondria, plastids also have their own DNA and ribosomes, thus can replicate semi-autonomously. Here you can see outer membrane of chloroplast. Here the plastid which is shown to you is the chloroplast, the plastid which is found in plant cell. This outer membrane, this one is inner membrane, and the space between the outer and inner membrane is the intermembrane space. And the fluid which is filled inside the chloroplast is known as stroma. Then there are sac-like structures which are stacked over each other. These are known as thylakoids or granule thylakoids. These granule thylakoids are linked to each other by a lamella known as stromal lamella. Inside the thylakoid, the space is known as lumen of thylakoid. Now the types of plastids, mainly plastids are classified into three types, that is chloroplast, leucoplast and chromoplast. Chloroplasts are those plastids which contain chlorophyll in them and usually provide green color to the leaves and mainly responsible for photosynthesis and lipid synthesis. Then leucoplasts are the plastids which are usually colorless, and chromoplasts are the plastids which are the pigmented plastids. They contain the pigments like xanthophylls, carotenoids, and thus are responsible for the pigment synthesis and storage. Now leucoplasts are further divided into amyloplast, elioplast, proteoplast or etioplast. Now amyloplasts are responsible for the storage of starch, elioplast for the storage of lipids or oils, and proteinoplast also known as aleuroplast. Proteinoplast are also known as aleuroplast. These are the sites of protein activity and responsible for the storage of proteins. Then etioplasts are the crystalline prolamellar bodies which contain the precursors of chlorophyll. So these are the various types of plastids. Now, main plastid which you have to cover in this chapter is the chloroplast. Chloroplasts are the plastids which contain green pigment called chlorophyll, and they are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. They also contain the other pigments like orange and yellow pigments are also there in the chloroplast, but main primary pigment is the chlorophyll. Here in this diagram, chloroplast structure is depicted having two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Then inside the chloroplast, this fluid filled is known as stroma. Here the spelling of stroma is correct. In the previous slide, R was missing. Then it has its own genetic material, that is DNA, and it has its own ribosomes. Then it has sacs which are stacked over one another, known as granum, or thylakoids which are stacked to form granum thylakoids. These granule thylakoids are linked to each other by the stromal lamella. Now leucoplasts store starch, oil and proteins, and plastids mainly have membranous layers which are embedded in surface called stroma. Now here the table is depicted where the chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast is shown to you, and its function are written over here. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll which absorbs sunlight and mainly perform the function of photosynthesis. Chromoplasts contain carotenoids, orange, red and yellow pigments, and it is found in flowers and fruits. Leucoplasts, they don't contain pigment, they are usually colorless, and they are used to store starch, oil and proteins. Accordingly, they are named as amyloplast for storage of starch, elioplast store oils, and aleuroplast which store proteins. Now the difference between prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. The cells which have a well-defined nucleus is known as eukaryotic cell, whereas a cell which lack well-defined nucleus is known as prokaryotic cell. Therefore, nuclear membranes are absent in prokaryotic cell, these are found in eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells also lack membrane-bound cell organelles, which are found in eukaryotic cell. Mitochondria, Golgi body is absent, whereas in eukaryotic cell both these organelles are present. Then region-bounded nuclear membrane contain DNA and proteins, and that is known as nucleoid, whereas undefined region with a nucleic acid is called nucleoid. Then concentration of DNA in case of prokaryotes is low, whereas it is high in case of eukaryotes. DNA is found in nucleus, plastids and mitochondria. Then in prokaryotes, sexual reproduction is absent, negligible, and in eukaryotes, sexual reproduction is generally present. Example of prokaryotes is amoeba, which is a unicellular organism, whereas prokaryotes involve bacteria, whereas eukaryotes example are animal cell and plant cell. Here in this slide, diagram of prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell is shown to you. Prokaryotic cell, here the bacterial cell is shown. You can see cell wall is there, then cell membrane is there, and the DNA genetic material is lying freely in the cytoplasm, forming a structure known as nucleoid. and ribosomes are there. Whereas in eukaryotic cell, all the cell organelles, well-defined nucleus, nuclear membrane, cytoplasm, and cell membrane is present. In an plant cell, there will be cell wall also. Now next is vacuoles. Vacuoles are found in plant cell as well as animal cell, and here in this slide the vacuoles of plant are compared with that of the animals. Vacuoles are fluid-filled organelles surrounded by a membrane. Animal cells have small-sized vacuoles, whereas plant cells have large-sized vacuoles, and these provide rigidity and turgidity to the plant cell. They act as storage sacs. They store food, water, sugar, mineral, and waste products. Here in this diagram, vacuole is shown to you. That's all for today. Let's recapitulate that what we have done in today's video. We have done about lysosomes, which are the suicide bags of the cell. Then mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, contain its own DNA, ribosomes, and produce energy in the form of ATP. Then we have done plastids, mainly categorized into chloroplast, into leucoplast and chromoplast. Chromoplast contain pigments. Leucoplast responsible for the storage of starch, oils, and proteins, and chloroplast contain chlorophyll, which is mainly responsible for photosynthesis. Then we have compared to eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cell is small in size and eukaryotic cell is large in size. Prokaryotic cell do not contain well-defined nucleus, whereas eukaryotic cell contain well-defined nucleus. Membrane-bound organelles are absent in prokaryotes, whereas membrane-bound organelles are found in eukaryotic cells. Then chromosome number, usually prokaryotes have less number of chromosomes, or maybe one, whereas eukaryotes have more number of chromosomes. And lastly, we have done vacuoles, which are usually large in size in plant cell and smaller in size in animal cell, and their main function is to store food, water, and nutrients. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.